I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we will model a situation with algebraic equations. The question here is, a checkerboard has 64 congruent squares. Suppose a checkerboard has a diagonal length of 60 centimeter. Find the area of each square on the board. So let's think about the board as a square with 64 squares within it, right? So what we are given here is that the checkerboard has 64 congruent squares, right? So we have, that means 8 by 8, right? So I could divide this into 8 portions. So that is half of that. So this is 4 by 4, right? So there are 1, 2, 3, 4. And further, if I divide it, we get our 8s. So that is the kind of checkerboard we have. So it will have 64 squares in it, right? Now it says checkerboard has 64 congruent squares. Imagine that they are congruent, okay? Suppose a checkerboard has a diagonal length of 60 centimeters. That means if I connect these 2 points, this length is 60 centimeters. That is given to us. Find the area of each square. That means we have to find the area of each individual square. How much is that area? This is what we have to find. That's the question. So the strategy here is to find area of the whole board and then divide it by 64, right? Now how to find area of the whole board? We are given diagonal length, and we also know that these are at right angles. These are squares within it, right? So they are at right angles. So let us assume that the side lengths are x and x. Then we can use the Pythagorean theorem, relate the side lengths with the hypotenuse. Sum of squares of length and width is equals to square of the diagonal, and solve the question. I hope that strategy works, correct? So let's begin by defining the variables. We say let the checkerboard be of sides x each, side lengths, right? And these side lengths are in centimeter. Now we can relate this with the given information using Pythagorean theorem, and that is x square plus x square is equal to 60 square, and we can write this as 2 times x square is equals to 60 square. 6 times 6 is 36 and 100. So x square is equals to half of 3600, that is 1800. So that is x square. We can definitely find length x also. But sometimes it is not required, as in this case. The question is, find the area of each square of the board. So what we can do is, we can say, what is the area of the board itself? Area of the checkerboard, since it is square, is actually equals to x times x, which is x square, is x times x, length times width, which is x square, right? And we just found that x square is 1800, right? So it is 1800, and of course centimeters square. So we know area of the checkerboard, which is length into width, right? 1800 square for our case. Now the question is, find the area of each square of the board. So therefore area of each square, which is 1/64th, right? Because there are 64 squares, is equals to 1800 divided by 64, correct? So we can use calculator and find the answer. So we get 1800 divided by 64 equals to, let's do it again, 1800 divided by 64 equals to 225 by 8. Okay, Let's write it in decimals. So it is 28.125. So it is 28.125 centimeters square. So that is how we can solve it. So we can write down answer very clearly, which is area of each square is 28.125 centimeter square, right? At times you may be asked to round this number, right? So according to the question, you can always round it, right? So approximately, if I'm rounding to whole numbers, it will be 28 centimeters square, right? Don't forget the units. That is kind of critical. I hope that helps. Thank you and all the best.